Hey guys, Brad M73 here. Welcome back to another episode of Roadcraft on the Contamination map with the rebuild expansion, all that good stuff. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. It's actually been a couple days since I recorded last, so I can't really remember exactly what I was going to do. Bring the equipment to the... Oh, I think I was I driving this guy? I think I was going to drive him over here so that we could put sand like across here and then maybe get to this bunker thing. I'd actually recorded a new game yesterday, which was September 10th. And I know that I'm a few days ahead on recording Roadcraft, but I got sent a key for a new game. I recorded, and I finished recording. I think it was, I don't even know what time it was, 3:30 or 4, and I saw on the news that Charlie Kirk had been shot, and I know that he's kind of a political commentator, maybe an activist to some extent, but he freely debated people over important issues. And the fact, you know, within a minute or two of me seeing that news, I got a text from a old college friend of mine who was actually the only one, like when my dad died, he was the only one of my friends who came to my dad's funeral. So he sent me a message and he told me, hey, Charlie Kirk's been shot. Now, I'm not like a huge Charlie Kirk fan. You know, I wasn't like, you know, I always try to take a balanced approach to everything, but I always felt that Kirk was a very good person and a fair person, and you know, he challenged people in their beliefs. You know, if you disagreed with him and you went to one of his gatherings, you know, you could step up to the mic and debate him. And you know, whether you agree with that or not, I think it's a fair way to engage with people that you disagree with or who disagree with you. And I'm just absolutely shocked. Also yesterday, you know, there was another school shooting. I heard that, you know, 4 kids were shot in a school. I think it was in Colorado. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but that hasn't been getting the news that the Charlie Kirk situation has got. But, you know, I just, you know, thinking about everyone and you know, like, what was it, like a day or two before, there was like the young Ukrainian refugee who came to America to be safe, and she was murdered on a subway in what, North or South Carolina. It's just like, what in the hell is wrong with the world today? You know, I've had disagreements with friends in the past, and we never resorted to shooting each other. Okay, I'm gonna unlock that finally. It just makes my heart What do you mean? Wow, welcome to the smallest sandpit that there ever was. Now we have to bring over We have to bring over a bulldozer, don't we? But, you know, I'm not wanting to have a, you know, a political discussion or anything like that, really. It just shocks me that this is happening in the world in which we live today. It's just sad. Oh no. But yeah, I mean, I saw that on the news, and I didn't feel like recording Roadcraft. I didn't really feel like doing much of anything, and over the course of the afternoon yesterday, I just got a massive headache. I didn't really feel like eating anything. Just made me sick for humanity. And so I, you know, put off recording and see, where are we at here? Oh, he's still way down here? I wonder if this would even fit across that bridge. Just might. Oh. Uh-oh. Nope. Not gonna do it. Yeah, I got up. Yeah, I laid down. I don't know what time it was, 7:30 or 8. And I tried to sleep for a while, and I just couldn't sleep. And I just feel so bad. You know, I see political stuff like on Facebook and on YouTube and X.com, you know, Twitter, formerly Twitter. And I just saw a picture, I don't know, a day or two ago. And it was a picture of Charlie Kirk holding his kid up. You know, he's got two, I think he has a boy and a girl. He might have two girls. I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not like a super follower or things like that. You know, he always seemed like a very well-mannered, respectable person, as far as I've ever seen. But I saw this picture of him with a kid, and when I found out that he had been killed, I just thought back to that, and I just could not get that out of my head. And, you know, there might be some of my followers that agree with him or agree with my stance or are vehemently against it. You know, I see people, I do see people that, you know, kind of take like a snarky attitude towards, you know, his death. And I think that's uncalled for. You know, people call called him Hitler. They call Trump Hitler. Now, I've been to Germany on many times, and I've visited Berlin. I've seen where the piles of bodies were from World War II. I've seen the concentration camps where millions of Jewish people were executed, murdered. And these people are not Hitler or Hitlers or anything like that. And I just think a lot of the rhetoric here in recent years is just so, it's become so toxic, you know, to our country, to our friendships. You know, I used to have a really good, I would say a really good acquaintance. And I thought we were friends as well. You know, everyone, I always look at life and look at people, and I always say, you know, everyone is my friend until they give me a reason for them not to be. You know, whether they do something wrong, you know, go behind my backs, you know, I mean, with no valid reason. You know, I had a guy a few years back who wouldn't stop talking about certain subjects on my Discord, and I said, look, you know, this is my Discord. This isn't your Discord. And I would really appreciate it if you didn't talk about... And it wasn't anything, like, super bad or anything like that. You know, it wasn't anything, like, that was going to get him arrested or me arrested or anything controversial. It was just, like, posting content from a specific source of news or information. And I just said, please don't do that. And he just kept, you know, he just kept doing it. And it's like a, you know, sign of disrespect. And then, you know, eventually I kind of gave him a timeout. And that was when his gloves came off. And he called me every name in the book and said that I was this and that. And it really shocked me. And I'm like, look, if that's the way you feel, the door's right there. And he made his choice. So, you know, sometimes there's people that are like that, which was really sad because I thought he was an okay guy, and for him to react in such a, I feel it was incredibly childish manner is just, you know, very sad. But you know, I didn't really want to get this episode off talking about politics. You know, I'm talking about like one person, and the fact that you just, you know, you can't go around killing people, number one. I don't really understand, you know, based on my life and my point of view, nobody should be killed for having an inviting open discussion. No one. And, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family and his two children, his wife, and everyone who, you know, knew him and loved him. So I just wanted to say that, and hopefully you're still here, and we'll just continue trucking on. But yeah, I was going to record yesterday, and I just couldn't. I was recording another a new potential series. I'm actually right after I record this video, I'm going to try to edit this other video and maybe try to get it uploaded later today. But you know, I just kind of wanted to get on and start playing some Roadcraft. And so, you know, if anybody out there is, you know, feeling the way I feel, it's like, hey, I completely understand. We're human beings. I feel that we should have compassion. And, you know, it's just that there's just been like so much bad news in the media, and the media just seems to gravitate towards that, and I don't like it. You know, I like to see good and uplifting stories. I don't like to see, you know, the who got shot today stories. How do you? Oh gosh, we can go pretty deep. Wow, that's really, really deep. Do 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 do. And again, I think what I'm doing here is we're trying to get something built out to this road, this island, so that I can maybe bring the bridge layer in. Oh, the bridge layer is right over there. Yeah, I'm going to have to address that too, but I think I'll just be able to drive over to the bridge layer with, you know, some sand. Maybe I can make a left right out there and just dump off a bunch of sand. Actually, I think right here's pretty... Okay. Apparently it's deeper than I thought. What in the world? Oh, I had sand flattening mode on still. Whoops. Whoopsie. Okay. Yeah, I could drive over here. I just don't know. I'm gonna see like what trees I can kind of push down over here. Are we able to take out these big trees? I'll be. I didn't think this thing really had enough power to truly push trees over, but I guess. Okay, so there's the door right there. So I'm gonna just try to make a road over to it. Well, if it's his stash, it's not gonna be too much of a stash anymore. You know what I should have done? Oh, no, I shouldn't. Why don't we have... I don't understand why we don't have the big... Oh, wait. Sort the cargo at the Sawmill station. You know what? I bet that unlocks the larger bridges. All right, let's try to go and save the bridge layer. Oh no. You know what? I think we're gonna need the... Whoa, I almost reset that. That wouldn't have been good. Oh. I'm just gonna go right over here. Come on. All right, so now we kind of approximately know where we're gonna need to dump or need to Refill. Ah. All right, let's see if I can get any movement out of this guy whatsoever right now. Nope. This is not good. Watch out, Mr. Tree. Oh, thank gosh. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Whew. Now, if this bridge isn't long enough to span that gap, I'm going to immediately just go and we're going to take the... what truck is it? I think it's the truck we have right here. And I'm just going to drive that over. We're going to do the concrete... I don't know. I'm going to try to activate the concrete plant, though. No, not even close. I can't even see it. Let's see. Yeah, it's not... Yeah, it's not close. Well, it was worth a try. So let's go to the lumber mill. Or... I wonder, let's see, sort the cargo at the sawmill. Deliver object. So we have to just deliver the... Maybe I'll do this one. Because that'll kind of clear that out, and maybe it'll activate the sawmill. Didn't we have a job where we had to deliver like 15 logs or something? Like, did I miss that? Did we already do that? I don't remember doing it. Do 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 do. Oh no, I never flattened this out. I mean, if any places on any of the maps ever that I think a wooden bridge is appropriate, it's over that little chasm to the stash or whatever that is. And I could definitely be, you know, going in the absolutely wrong direction. Oh my god. Wait. Transport wood and machinery. Oh, that's not too far. Object. I think most of this stuff is just like these cargo boxes or crates, whatever, pallets. And then all this other stuff is stuff that we legitimately have to clear out. So where is this stuff supposed to go, though? Well, there's a... I think that's where the generator thing goes. Well, there's only a couple places they could go. And, like, right here's probably one of them. Can I just... Okay. Okay. Come on. There. Oh. I think I just have to go right over here. Okay, last but not least, how am I going to get this thing in there? This is going to be a little bit of a challenge, I think. Oh. Okay. If I can just push it into the spot, we'll be good. Now we've got this other... So we've got those three things that we have to transport somewhere. Now... Oh, crap. It's not even the machine yard. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can transport... Oh, gosh. What was it? Kaputny? Now, I hope that I can squeeze that narrow box right into the back. Uh-oh. Ah, phew. Okay, so this doesn't have to go too far. So this thing just has to go to the village. This thing is terribly slow. Wait, where do I go if I go down this road? Apparently to nowhere, because I can't get through there. I kind of want to go down that way because it's way shorter. What in the world is that? Oh, come on. Hi, I'm Brad M73, making everything take twice as long. Or your money back. That's what she wants. Wait. I probably could have just gone right down the muddy road and been fine. Oh, we still have those water tanks to move. Okay, so now... I guess I'll drive this guy to the sawmill and then we'll be done with this mission. We're a bit top heavy, so I don't want to get too topsy-turvy turnaround. Okay, 300-ish meters to go. Sorry, I was looking up in the woods. I was trying to see where that cave-looking thing was, whatever that was. Uh-oh. Where disaster could strike. Pins and needles. Oh. Oh. I got a really funny story to tell you guys. So last night, yesterday afternoon, before I heard all the sad business, I went up to Arby. Oh, well, that's nice of you. I went up to Arby's and I got like a beef and cheddar and a couple, and a chicken sandwich. They have a really good crispy chicken sandwich. So I had the beef and cheddar for lunch. No big deal. And then it was like 2 a.m. last night. And I couldn't sleep. I was on the computer. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, and I'm like, I'll be back in like a couple minutes. And so I go into the kitchen, and I take I still had my chicken sandwich in the Arby's bag, right? Now, what are almost all Arby's chicken sandwiches covered in? Foil wrap. Now, it's not like straight aluminum foil. It's like that really thin stuff. And yeah, but there was a paper bag over it. Dude, I totally forgot. And I put it into the microwave, and I'm just like, la da da. And all of a sudden, it's like I start seeing flashes of like green and purple and who knows what colors, and I start hearing sounds like, bzz, you know, like bzz, bzz, bzz. I don't know how else to explain it. What is this up here? It's just the mine entrance? Is that all it is? Is that all you are? Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of worthless. There's a chair up there. So yeah, it caught on fire in my microwave, and I'm like, crap. Well, I wasn't saying crap. I was saying other words that begin with S's and F's. No, I really was. And like I ran over, I grabbed like one of the bottom corners of the bag, like the one part of the bag I think that was not on fire. I pulled it over, it fell out onto my stove, like the stove top. Now thankfully I've got like a glass top stove, so you know, it's not really going to do anything to that. But there was a package of like saltine crackers on it, and you know how those are. They have like the am I even going the right way? I'm probably not even going remotely the right way. You know, it's got like the plastic wrapping on it. I think I have to go right over here. I'm going to track the... Yeah, it's got to be these boxes right here. So I was like, wait. Oh gosh, I saw that the hook for the crane there, and I'm like, I started really going into like this reality distortion mode. That was weird. So that catches on fire. The wrapper thing catches on fire. But the bag's sitting, well, the bag was sitting on top of it. It's on fire. And I mean, these are like big flames, like, you know, a couple feet tall kind of thing. And I basically grab it with my bare hands. I burnt my thumb a little bit. It kind of hurt last night, but I didn't even notice it today until I just now said something about it. And it doesn't even hurt anymore. And I, you know, knocked it onto my kitchen floor, which is a wood floor. And I'm like yelling words that begin with S's and F's and all that fun stuff. Then I'm like looking around for like anything that I can douse it with like milk or apple juice or, you know, just anything. Coffee, even nothing. So I turned my kitchen sink on and I pulled the little sprayer thing out as far as I could pull it, and like basically just sprayed the fire out. I was like a fireman, which somehow is oddly appropriate based on the other game I was playing yesterday. And I put the fire out, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't want my my fire alarm to go off, because I live in a condominium and everyone's fire alarms are all hooked together. Because, you know, if it's like, if one place has a fire and only that alarm goes off and it turns into something worse, you know, there could be people sleeping in the middle of the night that never hear the alarm, and then they end up being, you know, trapped by the fire, and, well, bad things happen in those cases. So if one of our fire alarms goes off, all of the fire alarms go off. And I don't want to be like that guy that wakes everybody up at 2 o'clock in the morning because I was a moron. So I immediately open all the windows. I didn't even bother turning on the exhaust fan on my stove, because it doesn't exhaust to anywhere. That's why I don't even know why. They have those, you know, those overhead fans, like a range fan. Like 99% of those freaking things, they don't go anywhere. They don't exhaust to anywhere. They just like recirculate back into your kitchen. It's so stupid. Anyway, you know, I opened up my living room windows, and which I guess my living room, and I have like one big like living room / dining room area, and then I have like a kitchen off of that. So I just opened like the door, you know, the door that goes out to my deck. I opened up my you know, the windows there and everything, and thankfully the fire alarm didn't go off. Oh, I am very, very thankful that that didn't happen. That would have almost been more disastrous than the other. So anyway, then, so the fire's out, everything's, well, I can't say everything's good. I feel like a giant doofus. And then began the cleanup process, because I had, you know, ash everywhere, and it was just a mess. So that took about 20 minutes to clean. Oh, and my microwave. My microwave's white, by the way. And I guess the interiors of most microwaves are probably white, or a very off-white, maybe slightly beige color. And of course, my cabinets are all white. Yay! 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 Area revealed. I'm just looking for a truck, a toy truck. I'm just looking for a truck. What the? Guess you need something to drink. Are there no? Wait, what's that? No, I don't think that's a toy truck. I mean, there must just not be. Get to the port. Get to the port. Get to the chopper. Well, we're already at the port. You have got to the port. Area revealed. Oh, now it reveals all this area. I've been doing this map completely wrong. Repair the pumping station slot. Supply the concrete plant with sand and components. Deliver. Oh no. Wait, where are we going? Oh no. Well, we can't go across there, so we're going to have to go up here. Going to have to go up through here. Ugh. Then we got to go from there over to there, probably. See, I almost think like if we went up over, straight over like this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so that's something that we can do. So we'll recover that guy there. Crap. Wait. Even if I get this guy... Oh, because we're going to have to drive it all the way... We're going to have to drive that over there. Okay, so... Yeah, so I think I need to start making that road across the water there. Pay attention, Brad. Okay, so we're basically going to be going right out this way and then all the way around. You could also go up in this direction too. It might actually make more sense to go right up that direction, to be fair. Man, that just sucks that the... L'Area de Quarry. So small. Oh. What in the world was that? Dude, I totally thought it was like a barking tarantula or something that shot out at me. It was a Mexican red-leg hammerhead barking spider. Yeah, I used to have a Mexican red-leg tarantula when I was a kid. I had 2 of them, actually. And the first one I had was really nice, and I got them originally to overcome my fear of spiders, and which worked. And then the first one died, and I don't want to go into how, because it's kind of sad. And anyway, the second one was a little butthole, and he was always being bad, and I think it was a male. I can't remember. It was either a male or a female. It was whichever one is the more aggressive of the 2 sexes. And it would, like, instead of, like, maybe biting you with its mouth, it would sting you with its stingers. And, which, you know, it's like getting stung by a bee, but probably worse. It's not life-threatening or anything. Like, a tarantula's bite is not going to kill you. But, it's not fun. Like, the first time I got bit by one, I thought I was going to die. And I can't remember if we called, like, poison control or whatever, but they're like, yeah, you're not going to... Or no, we called the hospital, I think. And they're like, yeah, we don't deal with many tarantula bites, but you're going to be okay. I'm like, okay, I don't need anti-venom. But it was a Mexican red-leg tarantula. I think it's the same or a similar breed. Like, if you ever watch the original Indiana Jones movie when Indiana Jones has all the tarantulas on his back, I think it's that. I think it was that same breed of tarantula. Well, anyway, that was why I brought that up. Okay, so I am out of time. In the next episode, we'll continue building our roadway across the swamp. We'll try to get that truck over, and we'll just continue doing these jobs. And I was really hoping that we would unlock a better bridge other than the metal bridge. I don't want to just make a metal bridge across that little gap to the... What is it? The Hermit's Outpost or Hermit Stash or whatever. So like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm BradM73. I'll see you back for more Roadcraft very soon. Bye for now, guys.